Hello, my name is Mark Strong. I'm the pastor of Life Change Church in Portland, Oregon. And I want to just take a moment to share a few thoughts with you about endurance as it relates to the work of justice. As you know, justice is a difficult work, and it's something that is not accomplished rapidly. The changes that are required to see justice sometimes are very slow. The changes that we work to see in terms of making things different, they are long coming. And so one of the components I think that we need to be reminded of is that the work of justice requires endurance. Endurance for the long haul. Endurance to make it through the difficult todays, the stubborn tomorrows, and the disappointing and discouraging yesterdays. In Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2, there's a scripture that I think will help us. It says, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. So when we think about Jesus and we think about the work he did, the cross is symbolic of a instrument of justice and injustice. So it's justice for us who are recipients of the work that Jesus does on the cross, but it's also it's injustice for Jesus because here he is, a righteous person who has not done anything wrong. He suffers for someone else's, specifically our faults, our shortcomings, and so forth. It's justice on the cross, there's injustice on the cross, and also the cross, it's very, very messy. It's complicated. It's difficult. And so for Jesus, the cross wasn't just something that, you wear around the neck. It was something that had to be endured. It was something where he had to build up underneath and the pressure and not allow the pressure to take him down or the pressure to take him out. He had to have a force going up to be able to withstand the pressure that was coming down. And that's called endurance. And the way that Jesus was able to endure was because he found a silver lining in the midst of the difficult work that he was doing. It said, who for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross. And so the joy, as you know, for Jesus, it was not just this emotional, ethereal type of feeling that just kind of came and it went. That's not going to sustain anything. Just momentary feelings of happiness and pleasure, as wonderful as they are, they're not the true substance that joy that will help us endure is made out of. But joy that Jesus had as he endured the cross was a deep, abiding conviction. He was convicted and he understood in his mind, in his heart, that the actions that he did today will have a qualitative, futuristic impact on the lives of others tomorrow. So in other words, Jesus knew that by bearing the cross today, that many lives would be able to experience the freedom and the blessing and the redemption of God if he did the hard work. And so by looking into the future and by realizing the outcome of the work, the hard work that he was doing on the cross, he understood that the lives and the individuals whom he loved and he cared for would be impacted in a wonderful way. And I think that when we're doing the work of justice, we have to somehow allow the lens of our soul to extend and get a long shot, a long view of the people that will be impacted if our work, when our work succeeds, when we do and accomplish the things that God has placed upon our heart. So we need this joy to endure. Let me give you some practical ways in terms of how to attain that. First of all, keep a perpetual focus on Jesus. Yes, the injustices that we're working to correct, they are in our view. We see them. They're in our field. They're within our field of vision. They're always in sight. But somehow we have to allow Jesus, who he is, what he has done, how he has endured. We have to keep a focus and keep him in our vision on a perpetual basis. Because when we see the insurmountable odds and we see the insurmountable difficulties we have to work through, we can remember Jesus endured the cross. He set the example. He showed us which way to go, and we can follow in those footsteps. Number two, keep your love for people. Jesus loved people. That's why he endured the cross. Remember, justice is not just about issues for issues' sake. Justice is not just about making the wrong right for making the wrong right's sake. Justice is about people being able to experience the life that God intends for them to live. So we have to keep a love for people. And then last, remind yourself that what you do today is going to have an impact on tomorrow. So I want to encourage you today, in your work of justice, don't get discouraged, don't give up, but endure. And remember that God will give you joy to fuel your work. God bless you.